What up, y'all? Appreciate you coming through, hanging out. Listen to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Anyway, we talking about Phil Spencer, the man, the myth, the savior of Xbox, I guess. I'm sure some people would say that. He's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award by GDC or at GDC, Game Developers Conference. That's what that means. By Ronald Howard. Ron Howard. Todd Howard. Wow, Ron Howard is a director. Todd Howard is going to be the guy who works for him now. So it's a little weird, isn't it? But anyway, this is from PC Gamer. And they say Microsoft gets a Lifetime Achievement Award to be presented by Microsoft's Todd Howard, the new guy on the block. Anyway, The DICE Awards are run by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences that will take place on Thursday, February 28th at 8 p.m. So I might check that out. The Lifetime Achievement Award is not given out every year, but is reserved for honoring those who've made large contributions on the business side of the industry. Previous winners include Minoru Arakawa. Wow. Minoru Arakawa. Howard Lincoln, who basically built Nintendo of America, and Ken Kutaragi, creator of PlayStation. All right, so let's pause right there real quick. Those are people who made a difference in the industry along the years. Whatever, 40 years? A little bit longer than 40, 50, almost 50 years. About 50 years of video games, right? So Phil Spencer is to be carved into the Mount Rushmore of video games, if you will, right? Right? Now, what I've heard a lot of people say, mainly Donkey Unicorns and Ponies, I would imagine, is that James Ryan is such a good businessman. He is so good that he's the goodest businessman ever. He's making so much money for Sony, right? Right? So, I mean, sure, he walked into, a vault of riches, basically. That's what Jim Ryan inherited. Meanwhile, Phil Spencer inherited a hot garbage dumpster fire, runaway train, the Silver Streak, if you will. Y'all, if y'all don't know, Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. So anyway, Phil was the man. Is still the man, by my tally, that literally saved Xbox. Like, for all you Xbox fans out there, you should be thanking Phil for being like, yo, Satya, check this. I got an ideas. First, we gonna buy this little game real quick. Minecraft. We gonna buy that. And then, yeah. I mean, everything that Phil has implemented has been successful, if you know what I'm saying. Like, backwards compatibility, buying Minecraft, Game Pass, Xbox One X. I mean, that was I think it was kind of in the works as he was becoming the big boss at Xbox, but it was his call to kill the Kinect, and to kill the VCR OG Xbox One and put out the S. I think the One X was already going to be something they made, but I think the S might have been also. It takes a long time for those things to get spun up. So, but anyway, basically, Phil Spencer has demonstrated both passion and leadership throughout his entire career at Microsoft. He started, I believe. Actually, I don't know, but according to the dates, if you look at the date that Phil Spencer started or was known to be working at Microsoft versus Jim Ryan, I think Phil has been in it longer than Jim Ryan, basically. Since Jim Ryan was there it might be around the same time. No, actually, I think Phil's predates him because Phil was a programmer before, and that's another key difference. Jim Ryan, I don't believe he was a programmer or he's not a gamer. So, and yes, obviously, the prerequisite of being a gamer is not necessarily needed to run a business. But if your business is video games, you should have a knowledge of gaming the fact that Phil Spencer is a gamer, made games, coded, he made Encarta, but that's not a game, but still, he knows how to code. I mean, he might not anymore. I don't know how much stuff has changed since he was coding, but you know, it's like it's hard to imagine a person who has no idea about the customers that they're serving. It's really just about numbers and making money for Jim Ryan, but Phil Spencer understands gaming and gamers and what people want for the most part. Now, he has his own taste. He's going to be like, I like this game over that game, but he understands that, oh, there's different type of gamers, and if I was a gamer and I had a limited budget, then what would I want my video game company of choice to do for me? Jim Ryan's not thinking about that. Jim Ryan's like, how we gonna make all this money? Let's charge them more for the games, and then let's split it up. Let's make more payment options so they can pay us more money, and then and charge more for the box. No. Okay. So they talk about the games. Few would argue against this pick. Spencer may be in his pomp now, but it's worth remembering he took over Xbox at a time when the business was in trouble. To the extent that some were even arguing Microsoft should cut its losses and sell the division. His leadership has been marked by significant investment, to be sure, but also words, a wider strategy of turning Xbox into a subscription service available across devices, and a more significant first-party publisher than it ever has been. Xbox is in rude health, and not a little of that is down to Spencer's leadership. I've never heard the term Xbox is in rude health. This person might be British. I don't know. Who knows? But I think PC Gamer is it British? Yeah, I think it is a British led thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But your boy Phil Spencer, he's doing Thug Thizzle things, right? Ever since he stepped into the leadership role, he has been the exemplary leader. You look at the different leading styles of Phil Spencer versus Jim Ryan, and you say, who's a better leader, right? I mean, you could look at it and say, okay, who's making us more money? Us, meaning their said companies. Or you can say, who's moving the needle? You look at what Xbox was doing versus what they're doing now under Phil. And all the things he's been able to... He literally turned Xbox around. And Xbox, while it is not the most profitable, subsection or division of Microsoft, it's way more profitable than it was. And it will continue to gain because of what they put in place, mainly Game Pass, And it's so effective that Sony is copying. They're looking at what Microsoft is doing, and Jim Ryan's like, we gotta do that, and we gotta do that. They're buying studios. They just bought Bungie. What happened to organic growth? I know I did a video about that, but look, they just, all of the narratives that the ponies and the donkey unicorns have been spitting, like hot fire, have smacked them back in the face, because everything they were saying is the antithesis of what Sony is doing now, because it doesn't make sense to be stupid. It doesn't make sense to be like, oh, we're only exclusive. Oh, all we care about is console sales. No, that's not how you make money. Jim Ryan knows that. That's why he's doing the things he's doing. And then some people are like, wow, Sony's getting smart now. I'm like, no, they're just they're just waiting for people to actually prove that the model works before they invest. Is that smart? I mean, Blockbuster waited. Let me see where they're at now, right? Just saying, I always use that example, but is it a perfect example? Because if you're first in a place and you do it right, that's a very key thing. You do it right. You're first and you do it right. You do it better than anybody else. Boom, you got it. It's all yours. Netflix did that. They did it right the first time. Blockbuster tried to come in and it was too late. It's too late. Sony had PlayStation Now. They did it wrong. And then Xbox looked at that and said, Netflix. They didn't say, we're going to be like PS Now. They didn't say that. They said, Netflix. Let's be the Netflix of gaming. And guess what? Game Pass is now. Game Pass is literally the Netflix of gaming. It's the best deal in video games. And that is cemented in the history and annals of video games now. And as hard as PlayStation tries, I don't think they can ever catch Microsoft's momentum, if you will. Especially with the amount of studios that Microsoft has now, especially with the, not the amount, but the rule, if you will, of every first party game going to Game Pass day one. It's over. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And Sony's not doing that yet. They're scared. They're like, our games cost too much, so we can't afford to put them in PlayStation Spartacus. Oh, I guess they don't want to win or something. I don't know. I mean, some people will sub to it, but more people would sub if it was day and date. But, you know, they got their whatever, so we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, I appreciate Phil Spencer for being a lifetime achiever. I want to be just like you, Philip Spencer. What's his full name? I don't even know. I'll look it up later. But Philip Spencer is my hero. Only in that, you know, people were making fun of the Kumbaya and all that stuff. But as far as a role model, as far as like these young business people coming up, you could look at Jim Ryan, who's talking out of both sides of his mouth every other day, right? And talking shite about, oh, we trying to protect the children, saying whatever he wants to say, whatever he needs to say to make Sony look good, make PlayStation look good. Premier. It's the premier service. Best in class. No. Then you look at Phil, he's just like, yo, man, we just transparent. We let y'all know what's up. We ain't trying to hide nothing. You know, except for those sales numbers. But, you know, that's all because that don't matter no more. We talk about subscriptions. You think Netflix is giving you sales numbers? You know why? Because they don't sell nothing. It's all subs, and they're making the begillions of dollars. So you think about it, it's like, well, yeah, it don't matter if you buy a toaster to play Xbox, or a giant computer, or a freaking phone to play on the cloud. It don't matter. Don't even matter that Microsoft and Xbox don't get that money from the hardware. Because that's not what their money-making deal is. You know what I'm saying? It's about the subs. And it's the games of service thing. It was happening back. The talk was happening before when Bill Gates was all up in there. He was like, I want Xbox to be in every living room, the box for every living room. And it's like, no. Now Phil was like, nah, that's not what's up. This is what's up. And he changed the game. So much. Everybody's trying to catch up. Catch up, Sony. Catch up, Nintendo. I don't think they can. I don't think they have the gumption. They ain't get the skill. You stay with your little boutique games, your little one and doners, okay? You trying to buy your way into multiplayers. I don't know how that's gonna work out for you. I mean, Destiny will probably still shine, but nah. I want to see what they come up with. I want to see what Sony comes up with the Bungie tech. I want to see how that gonna work. As far as I understand it, Bungie hasn't changed their engine yet. I heard they were trying to overhaul it or something to make it more better, but as far as I know, that engine is a hot piece of trash fire where it takes 8 hours to compile a build. Nah, B. No, you can't. Nah, that ain't how you supposed to make a game like that. Like, all right, compiling. See you tomorrow, guys. Hope it don't crash. I hope it works. Come in tomorrow and it's broke. Anyway, appreciate you coming through. Like and subscribe. Go watch the videos on the music videos on the channel. Like I said, I have had writer's block, so that's the thing. I didn't do a show, but I was doing some video on the show in the weekend. So a lot of stuff's happening, shaking and moving. But once again, appreciate, and I will see you on the next one. Till the wait.